Hey guys, I'm Evan. Welcome to Country View Acres. So today I've got Rebecca out here. She's going to be helping me, so things should move a little bit faster today, and we are hoping to finish the loading chute here on the corral build. To ensure the loading chute ends up in the right spot, I'm actually going to take the livestock trailer. We're going to back it in here to where it just naturally wants to sit, and we'll mark out where to finish our loading chute at, right at the trailer door. So if I have a new fence that comes across from here to that corner brace, we should be good. So this will just stick out a little bit. So I think we're gonna mark one post right here on the corner, and I think we'll mark the other post like just to the right side of this door. Ready?
Yeah.
Going down.
Okay.
So I just remembered the water line actually comes through here and it goes into this barn. There's a water hydrant inside of there. And I know it comes through right here and then it turns that way. I'm pretty sure that we're probably at least 2 feet away from it. So I just had to stop and think about it for a second just to double check. But I'm pretty sure we're not gonna hit it. If I do hit the water line, this whole video will change completely because it'll be like an emergency. No geysers, that's a good thing. It's as far down as it'll go.
Okay, drop it. Okay, now you gotta back up a little.
Okay.
That looks good.
Looks good. All right, wasp check. We're gonna make sure there's no wasps in the fingers of my gloves before I put them on. Yeah, I don't want that to happen again.
You wonder why your shoulder hurts.
Yep. I was thinking the exact same thing. I picked it up. Oh, that hole is still actually a little crooked. I'm knocking it in the hole as quick as I'm taking it out. Come on. Wait, if you guys don't have extremely tacky clay, you are missing out.
Pretty level.
So we got our 2 posts set for the end of the loading chute that the livestock trailer is actually going to back up against. But from this post to the next post, the span is too far. So I need to put in 1 additional post. But when I put it in, I know that the water line that I installed, man, like 6 years ago or something, is right here. So we're just going to make sure to offset that post over to the side so that we don't hit it. So this isn't a public utility. This is nothing that the water company would mark because it's my pipe. It's one that I put in, and it's just kind of on me to know where it is.
Pretty level.
Okay. Oh, I never checked to see if it was in line with that other post. Well, I screwed up. So I think I was too concentrated on just getting the hole the right height and plumb, and I forgot to make sure it was actually like in line with these other posts. So now I've got this, see if I can show you, and it is crooked. And it may not look like much to you guys, but like it's out probably a good 1.5 inches, and I gotta pull that post, start all over again. Or not really start all over again. I just need to pull the post and I need to make sure that it's in line before I pack it in there, so. Some more in there?
Yeah.
Oh, my thing's all
You
crooked.
need to back up a lot.
Huh?
You need to back up a lot. It's like this.
I think it'll just go in the soft dirt. But it's wanting to go sideways.
Going. You hit the water line. Yep.
I think
The
I hit
hole's filling. It's filling. You hit the water line. It's just getting closer.
Oh. I wouldn't have thought it was over this far, maybe.
Well, it was leaning back. It almost
Yeah,
looks like
it
it's
looked-
coming in from there.
Yeah. I gotta turn the water off at the meter. Yeah, follow me.
Hey.
You can hear it.
Yep.
There's a valve right there. Just gotta turn it. Come on, turn.
Thankfully, it's been dry, so.
Yeah, a lot of times that's over flooded with water and you can't see the actual meter or the valve because the water's like this far from the top. Yeah, luckily we can see everything. Well, we just caused ourselves a mess today.
For an inch and a half.
You don't have to put it that way. Well, some reason when I went to auger that post hole back out, the tractor was in a different position, but the auger was wanting to go in almost like sideways. Could you see that? I could see that from the tractor.
I was saying back up, but it just kept going.
No, from my point of view, it was going to the left, not like front or back.
Oh.
It was actually going like to the right side of the tractor. Yeah, and I must have clipped that line. So that line was in a completely different spot than when I exactly remembered. And you could tell where the water line used to be from where you can almost still see the trench in the ground. You know, you see the dip from where we trenched in that water line. But when I leveled that area out with the tiller the other day, I leveled everything out. You couldn't tell where the old trench was anymore. So yeah, I ended up hitting it. Oh, all right, so just to give clarity, that is in between this water meter and everything else on the property. That's every water hydrant, that's the barn, that's the house, everything. So there's no way, this is in the first line off of the meter. So I can't isolate. I've put in valves where I can isolate a barn, I can isolate a house. This is basically in the main water line right at the beginning. So we just lost water to everything.
So now we're going to be fixing water line today. That's top priority.
Yeah, and this section right here, well, we'll dig it up. This is probably the old, just like the black plastic pipe. I believe it's like 1.5 inches, I think is what I put in for this first run. And I think I have a little bit in the pole barn. I may have a little bit, some pieces that we can splice in. So right here, I can see this dip in the ground, and that's where we trenched it in. When you do this in clay, it seems like the trench never really fills in, so you can still see every water line we put in, and I can see it going this direction. But then somewhere, I guess I can see it. It looks like it's about right here. And looks like, yeah, it's probably pretty close to in line with where our hole is. So our water line going to our house is like right here. And so the tie-in, there's a splice where it tees off, and it ought to be somewhere like right in here. Because that, well, I'm seeing that water line now. Yeah, it looks like it turns somewhere in here. There's a splice. It goes down that way. I can still see the dip in the ground where that water line goes that way. So, and then of course, this turns and goes in the pole barn somewhere right in here too. I thought for sure I was gonna miss it. It'll take a little bit to get a backhoe on here, but we're gonna need room to work, I think, to be able to cut out a bad section and put a new section in.
I see the water flowing.
I see water down there.
Yeah.
I think I felt it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where the water was coming out.
Right there, that's the water line. I am about 2-3 more inches down is where it is. I think I'm gonna have to go get my muck boots. What do you think?
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna get, no matter how we look at this, we're gonna get very muddy today.
We're gonna need a shower, so we're gonna need water.
You could swim in the pond.
No, that'd be worse.
I don't know if I gave myself enough room to work in here. Oh, my boots are stuck. I think we're just gonna need to make the hole bigger. I think I'm just gonna grab the tractor and widen this out just a little bit bigger. It's too narrow to work in.
I won't let you go.
Thanks, sweetheart. Do I got mud on me?
Yeah, a little
Just
bit.
a little bit.
We're gonna need that water to do your laundry.
My goal is to dig it deeper to the side. For a little backhoe, this thing can move some dirt. That 16-inch bucket. Pretty good. My gloves are gonna be a little muddy, but you wanna hand me that shovel? I'm dug out at least a foot deeper than the water line. You know, as a kid, you used to play in the mud for fun. I don't think this is fun. All right, outside diameter of this pipe is about 1 3/4 inches. So here you can see the split in the pipe. It's still dripping a little bit, but I'd say I got a good 3 feet of it exposed, and we'll have to cut out a section and replace it. You wanna help me out of here?
You're pretty deep. You might pull me in this time.
Oh, that could be fun.
No, it won't be. Yeah, you gotta
I got like a
climb up.
little ledge right there I can put my foot. So we'll get my foot there. Oh, all right. I'm definitely earning my shower today. What do you think? So this here is pipe that I found in the barn, and I'm pretty sure this was what's left over from running that water line. So when I measure it, it's 1 3/4 inches on the outside diameter. And on the inside diameter, it appears to be 1 1/4 inch pipe. So we can use a piece of this to repair the pipe in there and cut out the bad section, but we don't have the little like couplings to be able to splice it in, the repair couplings. So we're gonna have to go get those at the hardware store, and then hopefully we got enough room in the hole to be able to put it all together. So when you go to the hardware store completely covered up with mud, they know that you need assistance and you need in and out fast. So luckily in the truck, we got these little bitty moist towelettes. And hopefully that's gonna clean us up enough to go to town. What do you think?
It's pretty small.
Well, I got a few of them. That is the smallest moist towelette I think I've ever seen.
There's some of the old ones, but I can't find those. There's a couple in your truck, and they're much bigger.
Yeah, these new ones. I keep a few of these in the truck for like emergencies, to like this. This is not. I'm gonna have to use like a few of them.
I bought a box of 1,000 for 25 bucks.
Yeah, and the reason it was $25 is because they're like a quarter the size. All right, now's the fun part. Try to get this actually fixed. Oh yeah. I may not get back out of here. I'm gonna be stuck. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out this bad section of pipe here. All right, there you go. There's a bad piece of pipe. We obviously got a little bit of mud in there in the process. We're gonna have to flush this pipe out pretty good. Now, really, this section of line right here, this only goes to the white pole barn. There's a T a few feet behind us that goes to the house and everywhere else. So hopefully the mud is only in this section, you know. Hopefully we don't get anywhere else. So this is what we had to buy at the store. It's like a barb coupling that fits this black pipe. And to get it together, we're gonna actually heat this up with a heat gun so that it softens up a little bit. And we'll get this together and it gets a couple hose clamps on each side. So total this repair ended up costing just under $20. Well, I got halfway in. All right, first side's in. Oh, there we go.
And you have to heat up the pipe in the hole too?
Yeah, I'll have to heat it up or we'll never get it together.
I feel like you'll be taking like a hair dryer into the bathtub.
Yes, I kind of. Luckily, this is plugged into a GFCI, so I shouldn't get electrocuted. All right, so that's how we're going to do it. 2 hose clamps go in the opposite direction on each one of these connections. Yep. Now the trick is to try to get it to fit in between where we cut out. Which ain't gonna be easy. Moment of truth. This is not very flexible pipe. All right, it's together. All right, let's cross our fingers and hope that it holds. Oh man, you really had to pull on me that time. All right, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get a garden hose hooked up to the hydrant in this white pole barn and get it turned on. And then that way, when we turn the water meter on, it's just gonna start flushing the line out. And we're gonna flush it for a while. And then we'll turn the hydrant off and we'll actually do a pressure test and we'll make sure this isn't leaking. All right, we're gonna turn the water on. It's on. I'm gonna say we'll let this run for about 5 minutes just to make sure it's good and flushed out before we pressure it up completely. All right, what's your take on today's work?
I knew we were doomed when you said if we hit a water line, this video is going to change. I
Yeah.
thought that was bad luck for you to say that.
Yeah. So you think I pretty much jinxed us?
Yeah, you jinxed us.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, always when you say, this is going to be a quick job, it won't take very long, and now here 6 hours later. Well, thankfully it wasn't 100 degrees today. We actually had like a cool down this weekend. So.
Yeah. What was it? Like 82?
Yeah, I think that was the
85?
high. So that was actually nice.
Yep. And now we're finally in the shade. See, we've worked long enough to finally be rewarded with shade.
Yes, but I am getting hangry.
Hangry.
Yes.
Yes, we didn't get lunch, so Rebecca gets grumpy.
It's almost supper time.
Yeah,
so.
she needs like a sugar-free Snickers bar if they made one.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and just turn the water off. Now we'll do our pressure test. We'll see if it leaks.
It was like a sharp poke and then.
Whoa! Oh, something was. there's a hole in my glove, and I thought that there was another wasp in my glove when I put it on. I felt that, and I'm like, oh, there's something in my glove. That'll get you. I'll tell you what. You get a wasp in your fingertip that stings you in your glove, you'll be a little jumpy too. All right, there's the splice in the line. It's been probably 5-10 minutes now. We didn't see any leaks. Still dry underneath there, nothing. So I think we are good to go ahead and backfill. I don't think I can get out of here on my own. It's like treading wet water. Let's see if I can do it on my own.
Okay.
Okay, I don't need your help. But it would have been easier. I'll say that. Oops. I'm trying not to hit the water line. Just gonna try to make sure the dirt gets underneath the water line. Kind of pack it in manually around it. All right, we got the hole all backfilled. I tried to pack the dirt in there best I could with the backhoe, and I tried my best not to actually put a lot of pressure where the new water line was. So now I'm gonna go over to the water meter. There's a little tattletale on there and it'll spin if there's water flowing. Hopefully it's not moving. Hopefully we didn't cause a new leak by packing the dirt in. So to the left of that needle, there's a little triangular piece there that's red, and if it's spinning, you got water running, and we don't. All right, we stopped and ate. We had to make sure Rebecca didn't get too grumpy today. She needed your food, right? Mm-hmm. Your fuel.
Yep.
The fuel to put up with her husband and a broken water line. Anyway, we're gonna head back out there and see if I can. I really want to put that last post in, and I know this time 100% sure where the water line is. How many hours did it take to put this post in? What do you think?
Probably 5.
At least 5 hours to put in one post. So I keep joking around that in my workshop that I'll make a wall of shame to hang all my mistakes on. And right there, I mean, it looks dirty right now, but I get this cleaned up. If I have a wall of shame, that's definitely going on there. So I have been saving all my mistakes, and I'm getting quite a collection built up. One thing I will say is, if we didn't have the backhoe attachment, this would have been, like, we've been lucky to get this done by the end of the day, or even just get it plugged. I actually did find a cap. I had a cap I could stick in the water line and plug it off, and that was kind of like the last resort. Like, if we could just get to the water line, at least we could cap it, and the barn here wouldn't have water, and we could have still had water everywhere else. But it's a good thing we had the backhoe attachment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has that's the 16-inch bucket on that backhoe, and that actually moves quite a bit of dirt pretty fast. And that water line was like 4 feet deep, and we probably dug about at least a 5-foot deep hole to be able to work on it. And yeah, that was because you needed room to work on it, and yeah, doing that by hand would have been impossible. I mean, it would have been bad.
We would have had to take a break much sooner.
Yeah, you got to eat earlier probably. But anyway, we did not get done what I said we were going to get done today. Rebecca thinks that jinxed us.
You always have really high hopes. You always think we're going to get way more done than what we do.
Well, I really think we could have got done putting on a bunch of boards. I mean, hanging some gates would have took a while, but yeah. But she thinks that I shouldn't ever say this is what we're going to do. I shouldn't ever say that we shouldn't hit a water line.
You shouldn't list the problems when you're starting, because
Murphy's Law is going to happen.
You know, nurses are a little superstitious. Like, you never say the Q word when you're working. So it's just like when you're working.
Q word. Quit.
Quiet.
Quiet. It's never quiet at the hospital.
Right. So I have a little superstition when it comes to you stating issues we could run into when we start a project.
Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this video. At least the water is back on, so all the animals will have water. We have water. We can take showers.
Yep.
We can get cleaned up. And we can try this again another day.
Yep.
But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.